Welcome to She Sells Radio, my friend. I am so glad that you are here. We are talking today about how to get out of competitive, judgmental mode about your goal and how to get into real inspiration around your goal that you're achieving. And if you are just joining us for the Finish Strong Challenge, welcome. You can still register if it is still winter of 2022. You can register at elisearcher.com/challenge. It's completely free. Today is day 24 of the challenge, and this is all about how to look to others for inspiration rather than competition. And the whole competition thing, it's ingrained in our culture, it's ingrained in our sales world for sure. I mean, I just think back to my corporate sales days and like the leaderboard, right? And not that there's anything wrong with that. But I do think when we're in that energy of that energy of looking at someone else as better than us, or feeling judgment or jealousy around someone who's achieved the goal we want to achieve, what I know now energetically is we're actually blocking it. And it's going to take us a lot longer to get there, because anytime you feel distance or separation from where you are, you're literally extending the amount of, distance or separation from where you want to be. You're extending the amount of time it's going to take to get there. And so if you look at someone who has achieved the goal, whatever the goal is that you have set for this challenge, if you've been joining and working along with me in this, and you look at them and you feel jealousy, competition, bitterness, resentment, just know you're only prolonging your good. You're only prolonging how long it's going to take you to get there. And I used to really do this a lot. I'll share a little bit of kind of my own journey in this space in a moment, but I remember this was, I think, episode 84. So literally years ago on the podcast, I had Trisha Dempsey on the show, and she's an 8-figure entrepreneur who actually built and scaled her business while she was overcoming cancer simultaneously, and like a new mom too. So really incredible story. But her perspective, which I thought was so powerful, was she would look to other people who had achieved what she wanted to achieve. And she would say, well, if they can do it, why can't I? And I want you to really let that sink in. Anything that you see in somebody else that resonates with you on an emotional level, whether it's something that you see in someone that's a negative quality that triggers you, or whether it's something you see in somebody that's a positive quality or attribute that you're like, oh, I want that for myself. The only reason you can recognize that is that that's also in you. And so when we learn to see the people around us as mirrors and use the mindset that Trisha had here and talked about on her own path to 8 figures, of looking at other women who would achieve the same thing she wanted to achieve and saying, well, if they can do it, that means I can too, because I can see it and recognize it in them. It's a whole energy shift. And you'll find that you come much more into alignment with your goal far faster when you come at it from that energy. So that's really what we want to remember with this, that whatever you see in somebody else that feels like, oh, like I feel that emotional pull, that is a mirror back to you that there is some of that in you. So you can start to look at it as latent potential, right? If let's say your goal is a certain revenue or sales number by the end of the year, and there's someone, maybe it's someone you work with, someone you follow online who's already done it, and you look at them and you're like, gosh, if only. Guess what? The only reason you can see that is that that's latent potential in you. But if you keep telling yourself the story of they're there and I'm not, well, then you're going to keep on repeating that cycle as well. I don't know why I'm talking so much with my hands today. Maybe I usually do. Do I usually, for those of you who watch on YouTube, am I always talking with my hands like this? They're going today. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. But so this is the work, and this is the opportunity. And going back to what I shared earlier about how I used to struggle in this area. One of the biggest things that kept me stuck at what for me was not enough, which was the 6-figure level. And again, it's like all of us have our own journey here. All of us have our own financial targets, and wherever you are in your journey is perfect. But for me, I knew I wanted to grow and expand beyond that. A big piece of what kept me stuck was, frankly, ego. And I would be in community with other women who had built 7-figure businesses. I would work with mentors who had done it. And yet I would judge, like there was a part of me, I'm just going to be so real with you. I mean, Elise is outing herself. There was a part of me that would judge other women who had done it. There was a part of me that would feel jealousy. There's a part of me that would feel separation. There was a part of me that would question what my mentors told me to do and feel like I knew better than them. And it wasn't until I finally kind of called myself on my own BS and crap and decided to humble myself enough to say, my current level of thinking is getting me my current results. Like the results don't lie. At the end of the day, they're not going to lie. And maybe, just maybe, there are some things I don't know that I could learn from these other women. There are some things I may not be living that if I started practicing modeling off of them, I could get a different outcome and result. And instead of feeling competition with them, let me use them as inspiration to say, thank you so much for being a mirror in my life and showing me what's possible in mine as well. And when we get into that kind of energy and out of the competitive plane and into the creative, I think it's Wallace Wattles who talks about the competitive versus the creative plane. When we shift into that other type of energy and use people who have accomplished what you want to achieve as inspiration, then you'll be amazed at how much faster you get to the end outcome. So your challenge for today, if you're participating and following along in the challenge, is I want you to make a list of, let's call it, 3 to 5 people who have achieved what you want to achieve. And if that feels stretchy and you can't think of that many, like one, right? And you don't need to know these people personally. It's more people you know of. It could be someone you know personally. It could be someone you follow online, but they have accomplished some version of what you're looking to accomplish right now in your career and in your life. And I want you to send them, Gina DeVee in Audacity to Be Queen talks about this, like send an energetic thank you note, send a cosmic thank you note to them. Now you can actually write a thank you note if you want, or you can energetically just say, thank you so much for modeling the path for me, for showing me what's possible, for mirroring to me what's available in my own life. And then from there, if you feel so called, again, reach out and actually send them that message. There's always the potential of reaching out and connecting with, hey, how can you mentor me? Obviously like pay these people for their time, right? Or offer to work for them for free or do something if it's within reach. And if they're accessible to like get in their energy more, because the more that you're in their energy, the faster your energy is going to shift and you'll start thinking like they do as well, which means you'll start acting differently and you'll get different results as well. But so that's your assignment. Who is it that you're going to shift energy from competition into inspiration and send them that energetic thank you note to really get your own energy aligned with having that same result too? And as always, if you want to participate in the challenge and get registered for the great prizes we're doing, you can go to elisearcher.com/challenge. You will get registered. Well, excuse me, you'll receive a workbook. So every week you'll get a new workbook that goes along with that week's challenge. And then you'll also get your graphics to share on social that you're participating to be entered to win in our prize drawings. You want to share on social. So use your graphic for today, share on social that you completed the challenge, do a little check next to today, tag me. I'm at Elise Archer on all social and use the hashtag #SheSellsChallenge. I can't wait to hear from you. As always, send me a DM. Let me know what's resonating with you. Let me know what spoke to you about this challenge. I'm excited to be on your journey with you. And I'm also excited to see you for the next day of our challenge coming up very soon.